Good morning, Dubai. How are you doing? Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show, where we go through all the trending stories that everyone in Dubai is talking about. Today, we'll be talking about new marriage and divorce laws for non-Muslims introduced in Abu Dhabi.
We'll also be talking about multiple food delivery drivers skidded on a slippery road on Motor City.
And we have an open invite open to you all because the Lovin Dubai is hoping its first ever paddle tournament, and it's coming soon.
That is so exciting. And a real life Aladdin was spotted hovering on a flying carpet around Dubai last week.
And do stay tuned because we have award-winning reporter, journalist Mayowa Akadoki talking all things reporting here in the UAE, especially since she is a #1 correspondent back in Nigeria. So we're going to be talking all things top stories there. But before we get into it,
Casey.
Yes.
Some tragic news this morning. People are just getting taller and taller.
Is that tragic? Did you just sit up as you started that story?
Yeah.
So, interesting. Do people not want to get taller?
I mean, yeah, people do want to get taller. It's great that people are getting taller, but is it good news for short people that people are getting taller?
Okay, 2 questions. How and why is it tragic?
It's tragic for
But
short
if everyone's
people.
getting taller?
Yeah, but what about the people that already exist? You know, it's like the new generation keeps getting taller and taller.
Okay, so the science is people are getting taller.
Yes. Do you want me to read out the science behind it? So BBC reported
Actual fact.
Actual facts, yes. So according to science, it's been revealed that our receptors, like this receptor in our brains called the MC3R, it tells the body.
One.
Yeah,
that one.
That one. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's, so it tells the body, doesn't it make you feel like we're robots in a sense? The receptor MC3R. No. Oh my god. This is some what's that movie that you just watched recently?
Free Guy?
No.
It's a good movie.
The one with all the Matrix.
The Matrix?
The Matrix. Yeah, Matrix. Anyway, so this receptor tells the body that we are great on planet Earth. We've got lots of food, so we grow quickly, we hit puberty soon, make lots of babies, and technically we just grow taller faster and hit puberty faster.
Really?
Yeah.
So interesting. I get you. Okay, so as people in their 2nd, 3rd decade on Earth, therefore we're not getting the benefits of the, I guess, comfort in our natural surroundings to be able to grow taller from an early age.
Exactly.
So we are going to be this height.
Oh yeah, we will stay this height.
You're going to be that height. And I'm going to be this height.
Yes.
We're going to be this height.
We're going to stay
but
this.
Our babies.
Our babies.
But do you, like my mom, I don't she's like, I'm laughing, it's so cute, she's so small. With COVID, there's less hugs, but it's like, in terms of your mom, are you taller than your mom?
No, we're the same height.
Okay.
Did you just laugh? You know,
but
like,
as you get older, you get smaller. So I reckon my mum's on the decline, on the decrease.
No, you're back to speak.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you kind of like hunch, no?
So maybe your mum hasn't. Yeah, my mum has.
I hope she never hunches. But yeah, it's just horrible news.
So if you have kids, they're going to be taller than you were. Yeah. Height is a funny thing, though. I think people always want what they don't have. 100%. It's always like the grass is always greener. I'm not super tall, but I always wish I was shorter. 100%.
When I was short in school, the shortest, I wanted to stay that height because I'm like, it's so cute being short. And now I'm like, damn it. What did I wish for? Curses. Anyway.
Is the grass always greener? Are you happy with your height?
Are you guys happy
Are we
with
making
your
a
height?
mountain out of a molehill? Let's jump into our top story. We're talking a new marriage and divorce laws for non-Muslims in Abu Dhabi have been introduced. So also a new court has been established for specifically non-Muslim matters. It's new family law relating to divorce, child custody and inheritance, and this is all in Abu Dhabi, and it was issued by President Sheikh Khalifa. So it will mean equal rights for men and women if they go to the courts. For all non-Muslims, according to Abu Dhabi Judicial Department, and the law will consist in total of 20 articles that will cover civil marriage, divorce, joint custody of children, and also inheritance. So it's a whole new bracket of new laws for families in Abu Dhabi. So it's worth taking a look if you're interested. One of the new laws will mean joint and equal custody of children will be granted, and it means people can also divorce without needing to prove there was harm done. So if there's a dispute, the court will intervene and make a decision based on the best interest of the child. Like previously, the laws were quite different. So this is actually quite a landmark moment in family law in Abu Dhabi.
That really sounds amazing. And moving on to inheritance laws. Now, if someone dies without a will, half of the estate goes to either their spouse and the other half goes to their children. Now, before this, a son always got the larger share. Now, the new marriage laws, non-Muslims can now marry without consent from the wife's guardian, and divorce can be approved without the need of family guidance or mandatory mediation sessions.
So these are all kind of new laws, I guess, to modernize the system of legalities around marriage, inheritance. And one of the points was actually that we mentioned the will there, but your will should be signed at your marriage. So then therefore, if anything, if there is a divorce, then kind of the will is done, or if there's a death. There. But that should be signed when you're doing your marriage certificate, which actually I didn't know either. But like I said, this is all modernizing the system and introducing new laws in line with international practices and basically making Abu Dhabi more competitive in terms of a city to move to. So we're always looking at people thinking about whether or not they'll come to the UAE, and this just makes it a slightly more attractive option for families, because if there was a question of future rights of your family, that's obviously something that's very, very important. Abu Dhabi, you're just making that more equal across the board.
That's brilliant, like making it equal for men and women both, and just making it so easy in terms of, you know, when and if there is a complication, just knowing that, okay, we have the support, like we have the law with us, we have the country with us. So it just makes it so easy, like overall, just living in the UAE, living in Abu Dhabi. So it's a brilliant new modernizing of the rule.
100%.
But we'll move on to our next story, which is multiple food delivery drivers skidded on a slippery Motor City road. Now, on Saturday night, small bursts of sudden rains were witnessed around Dubai, and although many residents enjoyed the drizzles and the pleasant outdoor temperatures, the same couldn't be said for bike riders around the city. Now, multiple bike riders ended up skidding on a road on Dubai Motor City that got really slippery after unexpected drizzles that on Saturday night.
So what happened was the bypassers rushed to their aid, and reportedly none of the riders were harmed, thankfully, because from the videos it looked like it could have been a bit of a tricky situation. So it's great to hear that no one was harmed. Traffic coordinators were there. They also attempted to warn the approaching bikers to slow down ahead of the wet roads. And Amir De Leon, who's a Dubai resident, he shared these stories. He was there at the moment, and I think if you look at the videos that we shared yesterday, it's so shocking because he happened to be there videoing it happen, and then another happened, and then another, because the drivers were just not prepared for the slippery surfaces. And Amir said in the video, these guys literally risked their lives delivering food for us because they were probably obviously in the middle of a delivery.
Rush, and like you said. Now, as the city transitions into peak tourist season, this is just a reminder to all of us to be more patient with drivers and restaurants, as resources may be limited for many, and the immense pressure to deliver on time could lead to mistakes and accidents. Moreover, Dubai peeps are also calling on restaurants and food delivery aggregators to provide drivers with padded uniforms and gear to ensure maximum on-road safety for all. And like you said yesterday, like with the Kareem story and how the timing has increased, like the wait timings, it's literally the same for this, right? Like as the tourism grows in the country, as more and more people trickle in, it just makes sense, like more food orders, more taxis, more this, more that. It's not going to be as quiet as it was before. So we just have to be a lot more patient with everything we do and expect from online deliveries. Yeah,
it's a whole ecosystem, isn't it? Because we're a city that is obsessed with deliveries. We expect things in an hour, and it's interesting what you said about some calls from the public about what was it, uniform updates or something.
Padded riding gear.
Padded riding gear, because there are, I think we should do shout outs at this point, because there's Freedom Delivery, and they make such a note, and they put such significance on their drivers, their safety, in terms of they have like top quality gear, and you know they had that campaign where they wore this helmet so to remind people on the roads, like I am a daughter, I am a sister, I'm a father, I'm a son.
That's
so those helmets to remind people driving that you know we can have these conversations, but we also need like those like split-second reminders on the road that the delivery driver in front of you is also a family member. And they put massive significance on that. So shout out to Freedom who are doing this, and more of that, please.
More of that, please, for sure. And yesterday, like just to follow up on this story, Amir put up a bunch of follow-up stories, just saying like kind of screenshotting the messages he was getting in his DMs and putting it on his stories, and just showing like how absurd it is for these delivery drivers. They get paid so less, and then there is also the full issue about, you know, the on-road issue about how drivers don't take that much precautions and they want to rush and they start honking at the riders. Not only that, but then the food aggregators, and how if the deliveries are late, sometimes it comes out of their pockets. So many issues. But of course, like we know from before, Dubai is trying to regulate these problems that delivery drivers are facing, and it's, I think, up to all of us, like when we see an issue, just to highlight it and push on those, like literally push on each other as well, like, you know, okay, be patient with them, drive properly.
100%.
Yeah.
Great phrase. 100% agree, and I think there's always more stories coming out of this,
for sure.
Which we'll get to. Moving on, actually, before we move on, a quick shout out to everyone who's tuning in. We see your comments. Good morning, Imtiza. Good morning, Raj. Good morning, Shamir. We see you, and also Instagram, we see you too a little bit sometimes. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, we go live every single Monday, every single morning. Where is my voice today? Moving into our next story, we're talking the Lovin Dubai paddle tennis tournament is coming. We are super excited about this, and if you're looking for a super fun way to get your 30 minutes in, look no further, because we want you to join us this year. For the very first time, Lovin Dubai is hosting the Lovin Dubai paddle tournament in partnership with Dubai Fitness Challenge 2021.
Woo!
How much?
How much?
It's free.
Oh, no.
Yes, free. And it's happening on November 20th in Al Quoz. Every player involved will walk away with a Lovin Dubai swag bag, and the winners, we're going to have 2 winners because it's a team effort, will get free gym membership for an entire year, which is smashing.
Flex. That is huge. Now we're inviting all. Got that now. No.
My tennis arm is not. I'm trying to smash it. It's like
smashing.
Smash it.
That was so funny. Where's the buzzer?
Lol. That's what you do. It's like when you're sitting, you're messaging someone and you respond going raffle, but you're literally like deadpan.
You all the time. All the time. She'll say lol, ha 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 ha, and it's like I look at her and it's like poker face.
Why are you looking at my messages?
Moving on. So we're all inviting all abilities to come down and join us for a super fun Lovin Day out at Al Quoz. It really doesn't get better than this. What level you're at the most important part, I mean, like, it doesn't matter what level you're at, and yeah, just take part. And plus, it's one more way to get your 30 in for the Dubai Fitness Challenge. So get involved and get down.
To get involved, simply, an article is going live this morning with all of the information. You just need to give us your name, your email address. Let us know what ability you are in paddle tennis, because some people are newbies, some people are intermediate, some people will be good. Maybe we'll have some professionals down there. Who knows? And then
wait, Michael's gonna be down there, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe. Is he good at paddle?
I don't know. He looks professional.
He's very sporty. If you saw our stories the last day when he was doing the push-up Dubai Fitness Challenge, sporty man.
Okay, whoever's on his team is just winning. What's the prize? Oh, right, we know the prize. I want the prize. Anyway.
Be on Michael's team. I'm looking for it. I've never played paddle before, but as we know, you wrote that great article as to why paddle is trending this year. And of course, the Sina Sheikh Hamdan Crown Prince of Dubai is a massive paddle player. I used to play tennis growing up, so I'm looking forward to it. But you just have to...
Wait, can you win the membership, the gym membership?
I don't think we can win.
I'm a thing, and then...
I don't know. But you basically need to let us know that you're available on November 20 to join us. We're super excited about this because paddle is quite a fun sport. It's an indoor facility, so all of the aircon will provide water. Just wear like comfortable shoes, and I think it's just a great introduction to paddle for anyone interested.
That really sounds exciting, like a full day out with the Lovin team.
I can't wait. So you're going to play? Because the thing is, you didn't have to play.
I've taken a day off that day, so I'm not really sure.
She actually is off. Ali, you going to play? You going to play paddle?
Maybe.
Want to be on my team? Sure. I'm quite competitive, so...
Oh, I'm very competitive.
You're barely?
He looks
really?
competitive.
Very competitive.
Me too.
In everything, I'm very competitive. So you're lucky.
I'm lucky. We need to... Have you played paddle before?
No. But I'm ready to play.
Have you played squash, tennis, or similar sports?
No.
Basketball, okay. No?
Yeah, that's
Ali, I'm going to win. I genuinely am going to win.
But I play ping pong. That matters.
Are you good?
Yes.
I love ping pong.
I love it.
We can practice here. We'll make a call if we want to be team members.
Can I be on your team? I'm going to get eye surgery that day, so I'll be blind. So if a ball hits me, I'll take one.
It's fine.
Do you need someone who balls need to hit?
No.
Is that how it works? Then you don't need me.
Jonah says, Simran, I'll be on your team.
Oh my God!
Can you come and be on Simran's team? Now, you just heard that she's having eye surgery, so she's actually off that day. But if you'll be on her team, Jonah...
Then you are a one-man army. I will stand behind and support you.
Simran will be like the net.
I'll be your cheerleader. I can be the net.
Stop it.
That'll be fun. A human net. Now, a lot of human things coming to life. Now, a real-life Aladdin was spotted hovering on his flying carpet around Dubai. And if you ordered a real-life Aladdin, then the heavens have delivered. And in a video doing rounds on social media, a Dubai lad can be seen levitating around various locations across Dubai on his magic flying carpet, dressed as Disney's Prince Charming Aladdin. And according to the creator, who is Rise or Die, according to his caption, the entire tour de force was very well executed Halloween stunt. And his YouTube description reads, "Fun fact, Halloween is actually one of my fave holidays of the year. So happy Halloween." So happy Halloween is for everyone. I don't know, I drank so much seawater making this. Stay tuned for behind the scenes video. It hasn't been released yet, but I'm excited to check it out because I want to know how he was levitating.
Oh, facts. The video was shared one day after Halloween and it's since got easily over 30k views on Rise or Die's channel. It's got over 500k views with us. He's dressed up in the head-to-toe Aladdin ensemble. He was shot wowing bystanders at Al Souk, Dubai, and also on the water. Like, good point about how he made it.
Right.
It's a big how
it
question.
Looks very professional and just like very professional. Hollywood level stunts there.
But and it's like you get the souk stuff potentially.
Yeah.
How did he do the water one?
I feel like it was one of those things, the
hoverboard.
Yeah, hoverboard probably.
Oh.
I don't know how he did the souk. Was it a skateboard?
It looks like because the whole point is okay. So I think
maybe it has like one line somewhere down there that's like I don't know.
I think it must have smart.
We gotta call
smart
him down.
editing, right? It's smart editing.
Maybe. Possibly. But the best part, like if you guys see the video beside us or if you go onto YouTube and check it out yourselves, like there's this part where he waves to the cops as he goes by and the cops don't stop him, the cops don't question it, they just
so good.
They just let it go. Like, wow. I mean, if we all encountered those kind of cops, how amazing would the world be? You know?
We do.
Yeah.
I always have like such incredible encounters with Dubai police. They're always so like nice and friendly and charming.
I agree.
Yeah.
Ali agrees.
The most charming police I've met is in Switzerland. Italy. Italian police, I think, are known to be the most charming.
Tell us why they were the most charming.
Okay, so we were in Venice and there was this one market, you know those illegal markets that people just put up, the foldable markets, and they sell all those illegal Ray-Bans and bags and shoes. So a cop car stops by and then they get out in like full swag, put on their shades. It was like a movie scene. I really thought a movie was being shot there. And all these men pack up their stuff and make a run for their lives. It was so funny. And these cops were just walking. They weren't running, nothing. They were just walking. And these men ran for their lives. It was iconic.
I think when I asked about charming, I didn't think that's where the story was going to go.
Yeah.
I meant more towards swag and charming, just like
So effective.
effective.
Who is the most effective police
And
force?
just like really good looking. I don't know, Kate. I don't want to say more into it, but they're just like really good looking. And I was holding one Ray-Ban in my hand because I was like looking at the stuff, and he just came and he's like, "You bought that?" And I'm like, "No, not yet." I was like really scared, and then he's like, "Do you mind if I take it from you?" He takes it. He keeps it in his pocket, probably like.
Why did that sound like a Russian accent?
I can't do an Italian one.
I don't know. It was definitely
Good attempt.
it definitely wasn't Arab. It was somewhere up there.
Yeah.
Italian. I don't know. Anyway,
Okay. Effective police force. We'll move on. Guys, please stay tuned because right now we're going to be joined by Lady Mayowa, who is a woman who reports on stories of global and African interest in the Middle East and has interviewed several high personalities here in the UAE, the US, the UK, and across Africa. So stay tuned. She's going to be joining us right after this. Welcome back to Lovin Dubai show. We are now joined by Lady Mayowa Adegoke, an award-winning TV host, international journalist, as well as being one of the leading media personalities and MCs based here in Dubai. How are you doing?
Great. I'm great. Feels great to be here.
We're so excited to have you. And interesting, what you just said before we went live, you are now the interviewer being interviewed.
I know.
How does the prep change? How does that feel?
I think it's not so much work because you know the drill. I know the drill. But it's an interesting dynamic to be, now on the other side. So feels good, I guess.
Do you have to research yourself, I guess? Because when you're going to interview someone, you research them.
No. I just mentally prepare. Yeah, I think that's it. You don't have, I know everything about myself, I guess.
Well, let's see. I have some...
Oh my gosh, now I'm scared.
No, let's start with who you are and what you do. Give our audience a bit of an insight as to your role here in Dubai.
Thank you. So my name is Mayowa Adegoke. I'm a journalist, TV host. I've been doing journalism for about 10 years now. Wife, mom, author. There's so much to say. But I think one of the things that I love to be known for, that I take pride in, is being a leading African journalist here in the GCC in Dubai, telling African stories for the global audience and telling the stories from here. So I think that's one of the things I really take pride in. And coming to Dubai, honestly, took my career to like a whole new level, being able to represent an entire people, amplify their stories and their voices. So that's one thing I take a lot of pride in.
Amazing. We'll get to some of those stories that have really touched a lot of people shortly. But let's go back. So you've been here for 10 years and you said...
In media for 10 years. In Dubai for 2 years now.
So tell us how your career in journalism actually started.
Started 2013. With Channels Television, Top TV Nigeria. And I started as a blogger. I wanted to be a reporter, but I started as a blogger, writing for the website, 8 months later, they auditioned me for TV. I started presenting the entertainment show. And then gradually grew up to producing the show, then later reading the news. So my career has really taken that upward trajectory. It's been an amazing run building a brand and just being given that room to grow and expand. And, coming to Dubai just to be like next level.
So being, let's say, for example, producing and having an incredible role in Nigeria, what was it like breaking into the industry here? And was it daunting or was it easy? Were people welcoming?
I wouldn't say it was easy because the first few months was a bit rough when you come into a new place where you don't really know anyone. It's a whole new industry. And every industry is different, even though it's media, the culture is different, the processes are different. So coming here, I think the major task was getting access, meeting people, networking, getting access, and knowing what the rules were. Where do I register? What do I register? All of those things. And I think with time, things opened up. And I think Dubai is a really great place in the sense that you get one email somewhere, you don't even have to know them. Just find it somewhere, send an email, hi, I'm this, I'd like to do this. So I'd say that I got a lot of help. But was it easy? No, but it's definitely worth it.
But it's a whole new graft, right? Because you're in a new city.
Exactly.
And you've stayed working, reporting back. Why has that been important to you to kind of tell, let's say, for example, Nigerian and African stories here in Dubai? Why is that important to you?
I'm Nigerian. I'm African. No matter where I go, no matter where I call home, I would always be that. And I think that sticking close to that identity, making sure that I represent my people wherever I go, being a voice and amplifying their voices, for me, that's like my life mission. I'm in media. I'm stuck with media. I love media. So why not use that platform to amplify voices? And Casey, that when it comes to Africa and Nigeria, there's so many negative stories. I feel like the world sometimes is obsessed with the negatives about Africa. I'm looking to change that. Like, guys, wake up. The world is really the same. There's good news, there's great news, there's bad news. Question is, which one are you focusing on? So I'm just here making sure that regardless of any story I tell, I'm also showing the world that there's beauty and there's a lot that's positive about Africa. So yeah, that's important for me.
Well, then if that's the case, let's look at the positive stories. The last one that really touched us was Possible. We had him here in studio.
Yeah.
But talk to us about, let's say, one particular story that you really felt shone a positive light on Nigeria.
So quick one, Possible story I actually found on Lovin Dubai. I needed to mention that. So thank you guys for...
Well, not at all, because we get DMs. Luckily, we have this platform that people just send in the video, and then it's thanks to the people who were touched by his music that it went viral,
Thank you, people. But you guys decided to put it on your platform. And thank you. I've got to say thank you. So secondly, I think one of the stories that I've done...
And well, let's look at Possible. How did that, you told that story back to Nigeria. How was that received?
Amazingly well. People loved his story. With Nigerian youths, it just shows the resilience and the fact that Nigerian youths all over the world, they've got talent. Irrespective of the situations they find themselves in, they've got talent, and we have honest to God Nigerians who are doing fantastically well. So wherever they go, they just bring their light, and that story really gained a lot of traction back home. People love this story, and I'm looking forward to telling more stories about Possible. I'm personally interested in his story, 100%. So I'd reach out and say, hey, do this, do that. This is one way you can go about stuff. So I'm looking forward to him performing on a big stage in Dubai and reporting that.
Amazing. Well, in case you guys missed it, so Possible is a security guard here in Dubai, and someone took a video of him playing piano in his building, and he was just incredibly talented. And so his story has gone, and so the point was to get him more gigs, right?
Yeah.
And is that what's happening?
Well, he almost got on the All Africa Festival. But some issues, circumstances beyond control, he wasn't able to do that. He was present at the show, but wasn't able to perform. Fingers crossed, the next edition next year, he will be on stage. This community is really supportive of him. We're really looking to put him on platforms. So yes, you would definitely hear a lot more about Possible in the African community here in Dubai.
Amazing. And I did interrupt you a second ago, so I want to go back into your...
So that story.
Yes.
So that story would be the story of a Nigerian mom. I don't know if you read it. It was on Khalid Times at some point.
Take us through it.
A Nigerian mom who is married to a cook, both low income earners, and then she was pregnant, quadruplets, and gave birth a month before due date. So the plan was to go to Nigeria to go deliver because it'd be cheaper. She'd have family, but there was COVID. Well, there's still COVID, but at the time we had all those air restrictions. People couldn't really travel, so she couldn't get a flight back home, and gave birth here via emergency. Babies were in ICU. This was a month to due date. So you can imagine all 4 babies in the ICU. They were racking up bills at the hospital.
Wow.
So that was one huge story. These two, this couple didn't have anyone to turn to. So you had a group of Nigerians who came around them trying to help and get support. I think it got on College Times, and that's where it started getting traction. I saw it one time. So the group reached out to me to say, hey, this is one story that we think you should talk about. And definitely that's human angle. I love human angle stories. And for me, that touches my mission to use media for positive, right? So I reported the story, gained a lot of traction. The Nigerian government, the Nigerian people, everyone trying to say, how do we contact these people? How can we help them? And the story started gaining traction, eventually got on CNN Africa. And next thing you know, I'm not sure which article Sheikh Hamdan's handlers saw.
Wow.
And they sorted all the bill, everything.
Wow.
So for me, the fact that I was able to chip in my bit to that point, that's changing someone's life.
That's so powerful.
So they might forget me, but I would never forget them.
And that is literally, that's a positive story of the media here that also is probably less told. But like that's literally what the media's role there was, to get that family help. So well done, that's incredible. But let's, for example, so media reporter, award-winning journalist, mom,
wife,
author.
Yes.
One thing, so for example, we always talk about communities in Dubai. Let's say, for example, I am Irish, so I'll always bring up the Irish community. And I was having a conversation with someone about moving to the UAE and problems that we have. But you have written a book called Moving to the UAE.
Yes, so I
very
wrote
recently,
the book,
by the way.
Yes, was launched just a few months ago. So this book is a collaborative book with 21 other authors, all part of the UAE Black and African community in the UAE, and we came together to document our experiences. So this book really would be the holy grail for anyone of African descent looking to move to the UAE. And why is that important? We need to tell stories from, I'd use the word filter, not prism, because prism might just sound like a big word, but we need to tell it from our angles, because no one can tell our stories better than ourselves. We understand where we come from, the culture, the mannerisms, just the way things are done. And we understand now, having lived here, how things are done here. So we're able to tell people of like minds, of like culture, like experiences, to say, I know where you're coming from. I know where you are coming to. This is how you should toe that part. So I think that's one book that a lot of people would need to get their hands on, because you not only have business people, you have teachers, you have pilots, you have really documents our experience as a community, because you have different people. I, as a journalist, I got to tell my own story, how marriage brought me to Dubai and how I was able to just navigate. And now I'm here. That's a testament to something, right? So that's me telling a story. Plus, I'm writing my own book on that experience. So yes, so much to say.
And so within that book, 21 authors, so different experiences. So you personally document your own experience so people can learn from you. What type of challenges might, for example, someone from Nigeria looking to move to Dubai, what challenges might they face?
Information is the biggest challenge. People don't know. So that's one thing. And in any space where you find that you don't have credible information, it means that you give room for people with funny business to come in that space and pollute it. And we don't want that to happen. We don't want anyone, for instance, anywhere in any part of the world to fall into the wrong hands because they didn't have the right information. So I think all of the challenges can be summarized into one thing: information, resource persons. Who do you go to? Who's the right person to go to? So we, the authors, 22 of all of us who have come together to write this book, we are like your point of contact. So we've put ourselves out there to say, look, we are the good people, right? If you need anything, we've put a book together. If you need more information, we are able to guide you and help you to say, these are the right people to go to. Don't just go anywhere where your money ends up in the wrong place. And a lot of that happens. Okay. So I think that's one important, the information and access.
Interesting. Speaking of stories, and I think at the beginning you said that people always kind of consume the negative stories.
Yeah.
And it's true of all media, I must say. But one of the biggest ones that we covered here was the Hush Puppy story. What was that like, you covering so kind of an international gangster, I guess.
Yeah.
He had his fame here in Dubai, I think, when he was just posting really lavish stories, but he turned out to be one of the biggest kind of money launderers in the world.
I think there's a Netflix film coming up about it.
And then he was eventually apprehended by the FBI and the UAE in like a joint crazy video where they...
And unfortunately, that Nigerian theme is in that mix.
So this is the thing. What was that like for covering you to tell the story and also knowing that it sheds a bad light on Nigeria?
On the people. I think that's one of those stories I wish I didn't have to tell, but you just have to do it. And I think that the community came together at the time to say, we do not associate with this. This doesn't represent us. It's just one bad egg. And ever since then, I've also made it a mission to tell more stories about amazing Nigerians. For instance, Chef Izu, for instance, who's a delight in Dubai. I've been able to tell his story to say, hey, he's here, he's doing amazing stuff. So for me, I have to tell Hush Puppy's story. And it's also important to capture the voice of the community to say, we do not associate with that. That's not us, doesn't represent us. So I'm happy I was able to put that narrative around it, because sometimes people just run with the story, Hush Puppy, Nigerian, bad guy, and then bad people. No, that's not the story. It's one bad egg, but we have countless, many other stories. So if you're looking for more positive Nigerian stories, you know who to come to.
Well, speaking of positive Nigerian stories, before we finish up, you were actually named one of 12 inspiring and entrepreneurial women in the UAE in 2021 by the UAE African Networking Group. That's incredible. So before we finish up, how does that feel to be really spreading the positive stories and the good stories of the Nigerian community?
First, I must say I'm honored. And sometimes when you see, like I was pretty much putting together my profile a few days ago, and writing that, I think someone would read that and be like, wow, she's so amazing. And
it's impressive. It's impressive.
Thank you. But I think for me, I then realized like, okay, a lot has happened, because you just live your life one day at a time. You really don't see what you're doing, except at some point in the future, you look back and it's like, wow, she's amazing. But for me, I was just doing my stuff one day at a time. So for the UAE African Networking Group to come together to say, of all the people in the community, Maya deserves a spot in this place. It's like a nod to say, wow, I think I'm doing something great. And it's an encouragement to say you can do better, you can do more. Because at times, no matter how fantastic you love your job, right? There are days when you maybe feel discouraged, you may feel exhausted, you may feel, you know what, why am I not some rich woman who just sits in the house, take a holiday every 6 months? So there are times where you get discouraged, but when you see recognition like that, you're given that push to keep going. There's a lot of work to be done. And let me just take this opportunity to say, there's room for more people, more African media people, more journalists. There's room here in Dubai, there's room in the Middle East to come in and take, because I feel overwhelmed now. There's so much going on. Wow. I need more people to come. Yeah. We need more people.
That's amazing. Like, I love that you're inclusive, you're gathering people to tell better stories. And I just think it's what you're doing is so positive. And even just listening to you today and how you share the positive and the good stories, it's just fantastic. Good, happy media, people. It is a thing. And I want to call you Lady Bayoa because that's your Instagram handle.
Yes, please.
This is what I think you're saying, that I was like, but that's not, I was like, what do I call you? But if people want to get in touch with you, if people want information about your book or your new coming book, how can they reach out to you?
Social. I feel like I live on Instagram. So it's very easy to find me on Instagram. It's at the Lady Maya. I'm sure Lovin Dubai has it somewhere on their page. So yeah, you can reach out to me. Feel free to DM and I respond to DMs, you know. So yeah, that's the easiest way.
Okay. Guys, that is it for us. Thank you so much, the Lady Mayoa, for being such a positive light of inspiration here in the UAE in media. Guys, that is it for us on the Lovin Dubai show. We're back with you every single weekday morning, same time, same place. Stay safe and wash your hands. Bye-bye.